Oh God, I pray for my wife to die while giving birth.
He knelt beside his bed and prayed for his wife to die in childbirth. What happened next is shocking. Grab your popcorn, sweethearts. It's story time. In Benin City, where life moved fast and people minded their business, there lived a man whose good behavior convinced almost everyone that he was decent and trustworthy. His name was Emmanuel. Emmanuel was the kind of man pastors loved to use as examples. He sat in the front seats every Sunday, big Bible always under his arm, shoes polished, suit pressed. He gave offerings loudly, prayed eloquently, and smiled gently. People said, "That man fears God." But God knew better. His fear was not of God. He was married to Grace, a woman so soft-spoken that even her anger sounded like apology. Grace had the kind of patience that made people mistake her for weak. She loved Emmanuel so much that it was almost painful to witness. Emmanuel did not marry Grace because he loved her. He married her because she got pregnant, and because his family insisted, because his church elders insisted, because reputation insisted. The truth Emmanuel never said out loud was this: his heart belonged to another woman. Her name was Natasha. Natasha was independent, loud, beautiful, everything Grace was not. Natasha was a politician who made Emmanuel feel admired, desired, alive, especially in their secret affairs. With Natasha, Emmanuel felt like a man who chose his life. But at the beginning, what attracted Emmanuel to Natasha is what only Natasha can explain. From the day Grace's pregnancy test showed two bold lines, something in Emmanuel hardened. He smiled publicly, but inside, resentment grew. Grace believed the baby would change everything. She believed love could be learned. But did she believe right? We will soon find out. 9 months after, Grace was due for labor. The night Grace went into labor, rain fell heavily in Benin City, pounding rooftops like as if God wants to destroy the city. Grace woke Emmanuel with a...
Emmanuel did not panic. He did not rush. He stood up slowly, sighed, and dressed with irritating calmness, and carried her to the hospital. At the hospital, he kissed Grace's forehead lightly and said, "You'll be fine." Grace smiled weakly, gripping his hand as pain tore through her body. "Please, don't leave." "I just need some air," he replied. He left, not to pray for strength, not to pray for mercy, but to pray for freedom. At home, Emmanuel locked himself in the bedroom, knelt beside his bed, and clapped his hands. His prayer was wickedly precise. "God, end this tonight. Let complications come. Let the doctors fail. Take her life and let me be free." Thunder roared outside as if the heavens objected, but Emmanuel prayed harder, harder and more harder. At the hospital, Grace's labor became complicated. She bled. The baby's heartbeat weakened. Doctors exchanged worried glances. "We need her husband," one said urgently. Calls were made. Emmanuel's phone lay face down on his bed, on D&D by choice. The baby's heartbeat weakened. Grace drifted in and out of consciousness, whispering Emmanuel's name, believing he was praying for her survival. The irony could have split the earth open. Hours passed. By dawn, the doctor delivered devastating news. She needs an urgent blood transfusion, rare blood type. Without it, we'll lose both mother and child. Emmanuel's phone rang again in D&D. Only the light showed, but he saw the calls this time. This time, he answered. "Your wife is dying," the doctor said. "Come now." When Emmanuel got back to the hospital, the doctor took his sample. "You're a match," the doctor continued. "Only you." The words crushed his knees. At the hospital, he stood staring through glass at Grace's weak body, her stomach swollen, her face pale, her life slipping away. He had a choice, and he chose himself. "I'm not feeling well," Emmanuel said coldly. "I can't donate blood." The doctor stared at him. "That's your wife, your child." Emmanuel signed the refusal form. Grace lost consciousness. The baby and mother was almost declared dead. Machines screamed. Just when death seemed certain, a miracle arrived disguised as a stranger. A man named Innocent, visiting his cousin, who saw what was going on, volunteered to donate the blood. The doctor took his samples and it was a perfect match. Perfect match. Blood flowed. Grace lived. The baby cried. A sound so powerful it silenced the corridor. Emmanuel felt anger, not relief. His prayer had been denied. Grace survived, but the war just began. Emmanuel didn't stop. His cruelty did not soften. He avoided the baby, moved out of the bedroom, stayed out late. One night, Grace finally spoke. "How long will you punish us for being alive?" He snapped. "You trapped me. You ruined my life." Grace felt something break. Not loudly, quietly. Overwhelmed, Grace wrapped her baby and walked to Nilos River, where she often went to wash her clothes when she's sad. That was her therapy. On arrival at the river, she called her friend Annie, poured her heart and ended the call with a cry. "I just need peace." That night, authorities found a baby's body in the river. Lucy screamed. She called Emmanuel. "They found a baby in the river. I'm trying to call your wife. Her number is not connecting. She was there earlier." Emmanuel responded, "I'll come later." Instead, he went to meet Natasha, who had just arrived from a said business trip from Lagos. That night, Natasha revealed a truth Emmanuel was not prepared for. She has moved on. She met her equal and a very wealthy man in Lagos. Emmanuel exploded, stormed out, returned home only to meet Grace and her baby are alive, but her bags packed. The baby in her arms. "You believed your child was dead," Grace said calmly, "and still you chose yourself." Emmanuel collapsed, begged, promised change. Grace looked at him with eyes emptied of hope. "I forgive you," she said, "but I refuse to stay." She left. Emmanuel lost everything, not through witchcraft, not through curses, but through choices. And that night, for the first time, Emmanuel understood. Some prayers are not rejected because God is cruel. They are rejected because they are wicked. Moral lesson. Love is not proven in churches. Also, forgiveness may heal, but it does not always restore access. And those who pray for another's downfall often lose the very blessing they were never worthy to keep. Thank you for watching. Please like and follow for more.